Neymar has some really cool stuff that costs a whole lot more than what most people make in their whole life. He's got fancy watches, super speedy cars, and even things that look like they're from a superhero movie. Let's take a peek at the 10 amazing things Neymar owns that are super expensive. Number 1. When Neymar was a little kid, he and his parents had a scary accident in the mountains. It was raining heavily, and there was a big crash. Neymar's parents were really worried about it. Luckily, Neymar survived. He promised his mom that when he grew up and became a pro soccer player, he would do something special for her. In 2012, when Neymar got a lot of money for playing soccer, he kept his promise. He bought a huge yacht that's like a house on the water. It's 25 meters long and has 3 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, and even special soundproofing. Neymar named the yacht after his mom, Nadine, to thank her for everything she did for him. That's a big sign of respect. Number 2. Another thing from Neymar's childhood made him spend a lot of money. Neymar really loved the Fast and Furious movies when he was growing up. He thought the cars in the movies were super cool. So he decided that when he grew up, he'd only drive really awesome cars. When Neymar started making a lot of money, he bought some really fancy cars like Audis, Mercedes, Ferraris, and even a Lamborghini. In 2012, when Neymar joined Barcelona, he wanted to make a big impression. So he got himself a very special car with super fast wheels. This car is really fast and can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.4 seconds. Crazy thing is, this car is actually one of the cheaper ones in Neymar's collection. He later got even fancier cars. Number 3. Neymar has a really special car. There are only 50 like it in the whole world. It's a Maserati, and it's super fast. It can go really fast and can even get to 100 kilometers per hour in just 4 seconds. Inside, it's super fancy with a cool blue dashboard. Neymar spent over $2 million on this amazing car, but he wanted more. So when Aston Martin came out with a super fast car, Neymar didn't waste any time. He bought it in a flash. This Aston Martin is one of the fastest ever made and costs a whopping $2.3 million. Neymar sure knows how to pick. Number 4. Neymar doesn't just love fancy cars, he also loves fancy watches. He spent over $3 million on his watch collection. It's so big that if you put them all together, they'd be worth more than what I'd need for college and a house in Beverly Hills. He's got Rolexes, APs, and even Richard Mille watches. When Neymar signed a deal worth $200 million with PSG, he decided to treat himself to the most expensive watch he owns. It's so rare that only a few athletes in the world can afford it. Can you guess who else has one? If you guess right, you might get a little surprise. This watch costs Neymar over $300,000, but for him, it's like spending money on lunch. Number 5. Neymar knew he had to keep his fancy cars and expensive watches safe. So he and his friends searched all over Brazil to find the perfect spot. When they finally found it, it reminded Neymar of something from his childhood. Back when he was a kid, his family didn't have much money. One day, his dad gave him some money to pay the electricity bill. But Neymar had other plans for it. He bought a raffle ticket to win a new car. That night, he couldn't sleep. And the next morning, he heard a car outside. He thought it couldn't be true, but it was his dad with the electricity company guys. Neymar got in trouble for his decision, and he promised himself that when he had lots of money, he'd get a big mansion so they'd never have electricity problems again. So he swiped his card and got an amazing house with everything he ever wanted: a football pitch, a gym, a tennis court, a basketball court, a swimming pool, and the best part, a view of the Christ the Redeemer statue. This awesome house cost Neymar a little over $3 million, but it was totally worth it. Number 6. Neymar's car collection is not just amazing, it's huge. A regular garage couldn't cut it for him. He didn't want his cars getting dusty on the streets, so he had to find a quick solution. You won't believe what he did. He got a second house just for his cars. That's a major flex. Neymar's second house is really cool. It has an L-shaped swimming pool for when he wants to relax, a garage that can fit 20 supercars, and a cinema room where he can watch all the latest videos. Neymar's even a fan and has hit the subscribe button, just like you're about to. This second house cost Neymar $2.5 million, and when you add it up with his other house, he spent almost $6 million on houses alone. That's how much he values his cars. Number 7. Neymar is not your average guy when it comes to spending money. He's got a thing for flying high, and he took it to a whole new level. Most people wouldn't even dream of having 2 private planes, but Neymar, he decided he wasn't going to settle for just 1. Nope, he wanted to be the first baller in history to own not 1, but 2 private planes. His first private jet, the Embraer Legacy 450, is something else. It's got its own kitchen, and he even got the seats customized to his liking. It can comfortably fit up to 9 people, ensuring there's plenty of space for Neymar and his whole crew. Seriously, someone please pass me Neymar's contact info. The first jet set him back a whopping $17.5 million. The second one was a bit cheaper, coming in at $12.6 million. But still, that's a grand total of $30 million spent on 2 incredible planes. That's Neymar for you, always going above and beyond. Neymar sure knows how to do things in style. His second house isn't your run-of-the-mill place to crash, not at all. Neymar wasn't about to settle for a basic garage to house his impressive car collection. Instead, he went big and got himself a whole second house exclusively for his cars. Now that's what you call a major flex. This second pad is nothing short of extraordinary. It boasts a sleek L-shaped swimming pool for Neymar to relax by, a whopping 20-car garage to accommodate all his supercars, and even a cinema room where he can kick back and catch up on the latest videos. The second house came with a price tag of $2.5 million. When you tally it up with his other house, Neymar has poured nearly $6 million into his homes alone. Number 8. Neymar really enjoys going on trips with his family, but sometimes there's too much traffic on the roads, and his supercars can't fit everyone. Even his helicopter can't take them all. That made Neymar a bit sad, so he did something amazing to be closer to his family. In 2016, there was big news in Brazil. Neymar was going to lead his national team at the Olympic Games in their own country. He didn't want any of his friends or family to miss this incredible event, so he flew them all in his $17.5 million plane. This plane is like a flying house. It's got TVs, Wi-Fi, bathrooms, and even all the champagne you could want. Neymar's plane is just as classy as he is. Lots of other famous athletes like Ronaldo, Messi, Pogba, LeBron, and David Beckham have their own private jets too. Number 9. Alright, so here's the deal. Usually people don't go out and buy 2 private planes. I mean, why would you, right? But then there's Neymar, doing things his own way. He decided he wasn't going to settle for just 1, but he'd be the first big shot in history to have 2 private planes. 2 planes! I mean, seriously, why am I not pals with this guy? What have I been doing with my life? The first one he got, the Embraer Legacy 450, is super fancy. It's got its own kitchen, and even had the seats customized. It can fit up to 9 people, making sure there's plenty of room for Neymar and his whole crew. Can someone please pass me his number? The first jet cost him a whopping $17.5 million. And get this, the second one was a bit cheaper at $12.6 million. But still, that's $30 million on 2 planes. Number 10. You see, fancy planes, big houses, and flashy cars are all cool, but the most special thing Neymar spends his money on is truly priceless. Neymar knows the value of money, and he's all about giving back to his community. He remembers where he came from, and there was this one time when a journalist said something that really hit him hard. A couple of years back, Neymar got hurt and couldn't play in Brazil's upcoming games, so he had some time off. While some athletes might just relax at home, Neymar's not like that at all. He's a real party animal. He hit the town with his buddies, and when word got out, one journalist just didn't accuse Neymar of not caring for his national team, but for his entire country. Neymar didn't let that slide. He set the record straight in an interview, but it got him thinking, was the reporter right? Neymar was worried that his fans might think he wasn't doing anything for his community. So in 2014, in his hometown, he decided to dedicate a part of his life and money to helping kids all over the world. He opened up his foundation to the world, and since then, he's managed to rescue over 5,000 kids from the streets, providing them with shelter and an education to show his fans just how much he cares. He also started the Neymar Institute as part of the Neymar Project, all run by his family. They're making sure these kids from all over the world are taken care of properly. Alrighty folks, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you find it informative and enjoyable. So, which of these expensive things would you want to buy for yourself? Share in the comments below. Moreover, if you appreciate our content and wish to stay updated on our latest releases, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell. Your support means the world to us. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.